Hello, you are welcome to Honorable Mujahid Official once again. If you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please try as much as possible and do that. Like, share, subscribe, and then comment. Drop your comment on the comment section. Let me react to your comment. Today we are once again back to discuss a very important issue. There is a very important thing we have to discuss here to make it clear for people to have a clear-cut evidence of what they were doubting before, or what some people were telling them, either lies, should I say, or some inauthentic informations were given out, or untrue informations were given out to people who may not have much knowledge about this particular issue. What am I talking about here? If I'm talking about a certain thing that people may know, have other impression about, or perhaps wrong impression about, I'm just talking about 82 killings. If you have heard of this, three judges were killed in 1982. Three judges were killed in 1982, and then one retired army officer, that's a soldier, were also killed the same night that they were killed in the era of Rawlings. That was Rawlings's regime, and Rawlings and then the PNDC regime. That was the time these very all important people were killed in this country. And they were killed in the night. Then the following day, their bodies were discovered at a firing squad park. That's where they kill criminals. They kill criminals and burn them. That was the order of the day. If you are a criminal, soldiers will just, mobilize you, go and kill you at the firing squad. Then they will burn your body there, and that ends the case. They took this three judges and then one as soldier, that is one retired military officer, to the firing squad. In the night, they took them out of their houses. They kidnapped them from their houses and they took them to the firing squad, killed them there, and then they tried burning their bodies. When they kept the fire on the bodies, I don't know whether the fire were on the bodies or whatever, but what happened was that the magic God performed was that, or the miracles God performed was that, they tried burning the bodies and then it rained throughout that night, so they couldn't burn the bodies, and because of that they left the bodies and ran away. And then the following day, the bodies were exposed and people went and they were able to see and identify that these are the three missing judges announced on the radio and the ex-soldier. And they took the case up. So when they asked Rawlings, he was like, he is innocent. He was saying it was anti-PNDC people or regime who came to do this, to defame the regime, to defend PNDC regime. That was his statement, disclaiming that he wasn't guilty of the offense, or he was not part of any arrangement like that to kill judges and all of that. So let's delve deep into the issues. Delving deep into the issue, we will listen to one of the surviving member of the police investigative team, those who investigated the matter and finally arrested the suspects, and the suspects were taken to court and all of that. So one of them is still surviving. So let us go to listen to him. He is the person of DSP Edmond Ohenesa. Let's listen to him.
I was on duty at the information room as a police officer in charge of all the detectives. Then they brought in a drunken policeman who had been picked up by the Minister for Highways. They were repairing the roads in the night. So he brought this drunken policeman to the headquarters. At that time, the IGP Kublenu was there, Kwashiga was there, a few other dignitaries, they were all there. Then I joined them, we were just talking. And then this minister, he intimated that this judge's affair.
DSP Edmond was on duty while this thing happened. He was on duty as the one in charge of, after the after these people, after the kidnap case happened, it happened in the night, and the following morning, the case were reported to the nearest media houses, and then they announced it on radio that some 3 judges and then a soldier got missing from in their houses, and it was some 4 people who came, or some squad that came to take them out of their houses. The same squad went around all their houses and picked them up. So when the case circulated, the president will have to do nothing than, because that is the routine, or that is the norm. He has to just do it whether he like it or not. So Rawlings will have to instruct the IGP to form an investigative team that will investigate into the matter to know the whereabouts of these very all important people. So the team were formed, and it was this surviving police officer, that's DSP Edmond, who was then the boss or the leader of the team, and he is on duty to lead the team to do the investigation. So he led the team, and as the investigation were ongoing, he met with a minister. He met the Minister of Highways, and then one drunkard police officer. The IGP were also there, and some other officers. And it came to the amount, they were discussing something, and one of them said he saw some, is it Campaiolas, that's some type of nice cars during their days at the airport, at the port, and he wanted to buy to order for one of them. So when he got there, it appeared to him that some 2 soldiers came to collect 2 of them by force. I don't know how that happened, but let's watch the next video, then there we'll take it from.
He went to the port of Tema and found some Fiat Campagnolas, and he felt he could ask for one of them, which he thinks could help him in his work. Okay, somewhere along the line, the news came out that, some soldiers have come to take 2. There were 4. Some soldiers have come to seize 2.
Life during that time was something so anarchical, or it was a kind of unlawful lifestyle they were living. Someone is selling cars at the port, then 4 policemen came to seize 2 of them, to seize 2 of the cars, just like that. They felt, this one is okay for us, we can use it, so let's just go for 2. Then they seized 2 of them without buying, they just seized 2 of them. So when the information popped up into his ears, DSP's ears, then he saw that no, this is unlawful. So he has to go back there and trace to get those people. And in seizing the cars, they didn't just seize like as if they are robbing. They seize it as if they've bought it, but they've not paid money for it. But they've seized it as in power. They are soldiers, so they seize the cars. So he said no. He told the IGP, the minister, and all those people that no, DSP has to go to the port, the Tema port, to investigate on the matter, on what is really going on. So let's listen to when he went there, what happened over there.
Of the Fiat Campagnolas. Okay. So when I had all that information, I was having the next step of action. I went straight to my Commissioner of Police CID of blessed memory. I said, sir, I want to go to Tema Port. I went there, and to cut a long story short, at the port, there's a book, vehicles leaving a logbook. If you're taking any vehicle out of the port, you got to sign and print your name. So we have found out when the vehicles were imported, when they arrived. Okay. So it took us about 3 months. Then I found the name of America. It isn't by magic. You see, so when we got the name of America,
easy and amazing. Follow the story well. Now he went to the port. You know, when you go to the port, there is a book there. Anytime you import anything, even if you import a cup of gari, you have to sign on that book before you go away. So the cars, the campaiolas that were imported, no one knew whom imported them, and it was alleged that some soldiers came to seize 2 of them. How is that possible? Soldiers came to seize 2 campaiolas without anyone reporting the case to perhaps court or police station or wherever. They've not reported. It means there is something missing somewhere. So DSP Edmond went to Temaport, and then he asked for the register, that is the book, the document. So when the book came out, he looked through the book, the dates that the cars were imported, he traced, and he saw the importers, those who imported the car. He saw the name of America there. America is one of the key, I don't know, is it police or a military officer? I think he's a military officer. Yes, America was a military officer. So he saw America's name there. What I heard. What is America's name doing in importing as a soldier man? Well, let's watch the next video.
because he signed for the vehicles, then we decided to pursue that line. We got to know his girlfriend, that they call themselves liaison officers in the broadcasting house. They could go to Rawlins's house. They had all the freedom to do whatever they like. So, in the process, we decided to question America. Okay, the first time we met him at the regional special branch headquarters, because those places we have got the gadgets, everything to record whatever.
Smart the man is. He went to he took the name. When he saw the name America, he took record of the name, put it down gently. That is one of the evidences. He went and investigated, and they saw they discovered the girlfriend of America. America, a big man, big soldier man, still have a girlfriend. You see the issue, and all these PNDC top officials were all having these girlfriends and what have you, and they were chilling, they meet and chill and all of that. So they did the investigation, they met the girlfriend, they seek for a lot of answers from the girlfriend. You know, for a man with a lady there, definitely your secrets will be with her. So they met with the lady and they were able to gather a lot of information. Before meeting America, they had a lot of information about him. So there is no need for them to panic. So when meeting America, they were so confident enough that they have had every information needed. Just they want to confirm. That was the only thing they wanted to do before taking him to court. So they met America for the first time, and he resisted to give them information. Then the second time when they went there, they were ready with all gadgets to record and they have to, I mean, the first day they met him, they were having all gadgets to record, but he was resisting. So they forced him, and he promised them that they should come back to his office the following day for him to confess to them what happened. So let's watch the following video. America was first contacted. It was Yidana who told him that we are here to investigate about the case involving the judges and then the military officer. And he was like, no, how can he plan again? And it wasn't like that was where they even saw that the man were guilty. So they have to just go straight to the point by telling him that you must have to speak, because others have spoken to us and we've had a lot of information about you. So if you don't speak, we are going to use what we have heard already against you. And he just have to force himself to do it by promising them that the following day they should come to his office for him to give information. That is
I met America, and then my senior man Idana said, we are here to. He wouldn't let him finish. He said, no. How can I plan against my own man, Rollins? No. You see, Chikata decided to arrest all the people closer to Rollins, because Rollins was went to, Libya. There was an abortive OAU conference. And because some of these boys, they never liked Kojo Chikata, and Rollins had lied to them that Kojo Chikata was his personal friend. Chikata felt this was the time to get all these boys rounded up so that they can have their peace of mind for their agenda. So in the same way, America said no, because how do you call him? Udana said, no, we are not here because of Rollins. We are here because of the judges who have been killed. So I also read it in the papers. Then I said, okay, if you will not talk, mind you, the others have talked to us. That's changed the whole atmosphere. Then he said we should go and come tomorrow.
So the case involving ASP Williams is also on the way to come up. So you have to watch that one keenly. Get the names of the suspects that were pronounced wanted. Then we look at some of the outcomes in the whole process. How some of them suffered to go on exile because they were to be arrested for perhaps doing nothing that they know for themselves. Well, let's watch the video, then we see the documents, the names of wanted persons by our own selves. So let's watch it keenly.
And you see, in the cells, there are a lot of people there who advise. So somebody told him that it is better for him to say his part of the story so that they don't pile everything on him. The following day when he went, he started talking like a parrot. Oh, yeah, I went to pick, the Amatekwe came and took me around to show me the places where the people live. And then there is something they call authority note. He gave me an authority note. That is what you can use to beat the curfew. So eventually, it was America who told us about the others. And we tried to, because they were all on the loose. They never knew anybody was tracing them. One was arrested around Penta, and I led the operation to arrest another, Jandu. No, it's Tekmo, who was arrested around Tesano area. And as for Tekwo, when we arrested him, he had a revolver in his socks. These were young lads. They were adventurous, but I wouldn't say they were murderers.
As soon as the members of the board commenced their work, it became apparent that the authorities were determined to frustrate them in their efforts to unearth the truth behind the killings and bring the culprits to justice. ASP William Odro of the BNI, who had disobeyed instructions to spy on his colleagues, was forced to flee into exile. He was condemned as a foreign agent, tried in absentia, and sentenced to 10 years imprisonment. This was his testimony when he appeared before the National Reconciliation Commission.
I asked him, why are you arresting me? What have I done? You better tell me something, not this. He looked at my face and said, look, listen, we are the government. We could do anything we want. So I am not obliged to tell you whether you have done this or that.
I, Jacob Jabune Yidana.
CSP Jacob Yabuni Yidana, the leader of the police investigative team charged to help the SIB find the killers of the judges, was arrested. He was put before a public tribunal and convicted of harboring an alleged coup plotter. But the NRC concluded that CSP Yidana was himself not sleeping at home and could not have been aware of the presence of the alleged coup plotter in his house. He was sentenced to 8 years imprisonment. He was kept in detention without charge or trial for a further 4 years. His release came only after the 1992 Constitution had come into force.
The Commissioner CID at the time decided to constitute a team of detectives to find out those who did it and why. And we had an assistant commissioner of police who gradually faded out. So I remained the head of the investigation. So we're able to put pieces and pieces of information together and finally arrested the 4 people who perpetrated the crime: America, Senya, Tepo, and Jandu. And in the course of interrogation, they then mentioned Amatekwe. Then we brought in Amatekwe, who also mentioned Captain Kojo Chikate retired. And then just at that time, a board had been set to supervise our work. So all our reports went to the Special Investigations Board. And at the end of the investigations, the board made recommendations. But before the board finished its final report, I had been arrested.
Yidana appeared before court. He appeared before the court to give his testimony as to how the whole thing happened, because he was also a police officer. So he appeared before court to give his part of his account of the whole process when they went through the investigation.
In its report, the Special Investigative Board recommended that the following persons be charged with complicity in the abduction and killing of the judges and the retired army officer: Joaquim Amatekwe, member of the PNDC; Lance Corporal Samuel Amedeka; Lance Corporal Samuel Michael Senya; Johnny Jandu, ex-soldier; Tony Tekpo, ex-soldier; Lance Corporal Gordon Kowu; Lance Corporal Maman Sruwu; Lance Corporal Victor Gomelishio; Sergeant Alolga Akatapore, member of the PNDC; retired Captain Kojo Chikata, security advisor to the PNDC. On receipt of the report, then Attorney General George Akins took the view that the evidence against 5 of them, Lance Corporal Kowu, Lance Corporal Nsruwu, Lance Corporal Gomelishio, Sergeant Alolga Akatapore, and Captain Kojo Chikata, were insufficient and thus decided not to prosecute them. The decision not to prosecute these persons surprised many who thought that the only sure way for the PNDC to erase the suspicion that it had a hand in the murders was to accept the recommendations of the board. Further doubt was raised in the public when Akins went back on his declared intention to put the accused persons on trial before the High Court. He rather put them before the public tribunal, a body which commanded little respect among the populace in general and the Ghana Bar Association in particular for its erratic approach to the administration of justice.